Hey, Beans. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm recording. So if you can just maybe just do that somewhere else, that's
He
fine.
sat down. He's like, sorry.
He's like, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome back to What a Bunch of Idiots. This is Smooth Jazz 105. I don't know how I said that. Have you ever heard those?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I remember one time I was driving to Arizona. It just popped in my head. It was super late at night. I think I was coming back, and then all the channels only available that we got like connection to were all jazz. So it's
Which is normally fine, but at night when you're driving, it's like,
this is Jimmy Ricky with the late night thunders jazz. That's literally like it was, and I was like, and I was the one driving, and I was like, I'm going to fall asleep, and this is where I fucking die. So I hate it. Just was horrible. It was horrendous to say, but
I feel like driving, once you get past that like midnight to 2 a.m. is the hardest thing ever.
oh, it's like where all the weirdos are out too. So you
But not just that, but you're like, there's nobody on the road,
Yeah.
and you're just like, you just want to close your eyes for like a second. And then you're like, ah.
Exactly. No, that's what my biggest fear. Actually, do you remember when COVID was a thing? And
No, I don't. I don't remember when COVID was a thing.
when we were all like locked in and stuff. I remember one time I had to drive to, I think it was Ocean Beach. So when I was in Vista, I had to drive. It was like it's a 34 or 40-minute drive, whatever.
Yeah.
The freeways were so empty. It felt weird. I was like, I got there and like,
Remember when we weren't like allowed to be driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my mom print out something from her work saying I was an
Essential worker?
Yes,
Yeah.
that in case I got pulled over.
Wow.
And it was literally just me driving from my house to the gym.
Well, it's so funny you say that because like I feel like nobody cared. Like no cops here in like the San Diego area cared about that because
I don't know.
I felt like I drove around so many times
Yeah.
going to work.
I feel like cops probably just figured like, oh, they're going to work. Like what else
True.
is there to do out here?
Yeah, but I was going at weird times. Like I had to leave at 3 a.m.
I don't know.
Maybe I mean, in my opinion,
Maybe they didn't care that much then. Yeah.
If I was a cop, I'd be like, that's a little suspicious. Why is he leaving at 3 a.m.? Is he getting to somewhere he's not supposed to be? Is he doing something?
Or they see you in your Subaru, they're like, he's got no life. It's fine.
Oh, just another lesbian.
There's no interest in that. I'm just kidding.
Joy said that. I was like, oh, another lesbian. It's fun.
Oh.
No, but I remember that. And that this morning, though, when I was actually heading to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee, I was, what'd you call it? The whole street was empty.
Yeah.
And it was around 8 a.m. And I was like, this feels weird.
Where is everyone?
I was like, are we not supposed to be outside? Did someone die? Like, did I? And it was weird because it's never, that whole entire street's never empty.
Yeah.
It's always busy. People are going back and forth. Yeah.
Weird. Everyone
But
decided to
it's
sleep
good.
in today.
Yeah, true.
I wanna
Well,
sleep in.
let's do a quick check-in. Mimi, how are you? How was your week?
It's been good. Nothing
Nice.
crazy. My work is leveling out, so that's nice.
Nice.
Schedule's being consistent again.
Do you feel like because the holidays come around the corner that people are like,
So normally like November, December always dies
Yeah.
down a little bit because everybody's traveling or
Yeah.
they're saving money for holidays and stuff. But this year I've gotten like more people right now in the last
okay.
few weeks,
Yeah.
which normally doesn't happen till after January.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
like, cool.
okay.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So it's less gappy of a day, which is nice.
I would hate that. I have gaps throughout my day.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely do have that when I just decide not to go to that meeting. And I'm like,
There you
no,
go.
there's a gap, you know?
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of crazy.
But I don't know, just work. What else did I
Yeah.
do this week?
What did you
I don't think I've really done much. This has been a slow week, which is nice. It's been a relaxing week.
Yeah.
I did a yoga class.
Hell yeah.
That was fun.
Nice.
Is that BOJACK
No,
yelling?
that's Beanie. That's Beanie.
That's
he does
Beans.
He does it all the time. I think he
He's
knows.
loud.
I think he knows.
And then yeah, you had a shoot yesterday. I have a shoot today.
Hell yeah.
So just simple week.
Hell yeah.
Simple week.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to think what I did for my week. I had a short week. We're actually back in the office now. This sounds like first world problems, but we used to go twice a week, and then now we're going 3 times a week. And they say it's for like to bring up some more like team building vibes and all that stuff. And I'm like, right. I think they're slowly trying to put us back on the office, which I feel like it's kind of dumb because I feel like I'm more productive at home because I'm home, headphones on, and I'm like, or I'm just playing music through my speakers, and I'm like getting shit done. Like if I need to get food, right here I can just grab my food
And then eat at your desk if
eat
you
at my
wanted
desk,
to. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't have to worry about commuting, so I start like earlier if I want to like start typing things. I finish whenever I want to because I'm still here.
Yeah.
So I get all my shit done, And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, they kind of saw it as like my social hour where I get to talk to my coworkers and all that stuff. But now they're like, you're going to come in 3 days a week. And I'm like,
Which is still better than 5.
it is. Yeah, it is. But like at the same time, you're like, well, fuck. Because Thursdays are also my days where I don't, I was about to say, I don't get anything done. I get a lot of things done on Mondays. And then Tuesdays, it's kind of like my second busiest day.
Yeah.
And then Wednesdays come. I have a bunch of meetings, and then I get my stuff, like my last minute things. And then Thursdays, I get everything done in the morning. And then the rest of the time, I'm just like chilling, reviewing things, double checking into my work to make sure like I didn't miss anything.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like, people are relaxing too much at home. Yeah. Which, like, if you still get your work done, then cool, relax at home. Yeah. I could care less if I was a boss. But, like, maybe they're like, oh, since they're relaxing during that time, they'll get more work done at work during that time. Yeah. When in reality, it'll just take you longer to actually finish projects. Weird.
Yeah. And then yesterday, I was actually, or not yesterday, last Thursday, I was actually pretty busy. I had so much shit to do. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, okay. I was like, if this can, like, continue so that way I'm not bored at the office and stuff.
There you go.
And then we all also went out for dinner. We had some really good we had Chinese food, like, but like from like, I think it's like North Beijing. That shit was buzz. That's like, it was like authentic. None of that like fucking Panda Express bullshit. You know, that shit was good. I was like, fuck.
I think anything's authentic if you compare it to Panda Express.
That is valid. That's like, or like Taco Bell. Yeah.
Or Taco Bell. Yeah. Or Chipotle. That's Mexican food.
Yeah. Dude, no, but it was good. It was a good week. Oh, we also saw a car accident happen right in front of us when Maggie and I were going to the gym.
Yesterday?
No.
Oh, to a different.
I think it was Monday. So we're driving, and this Ford Runner was driving, and there was no gap for this white car to jump the lanes to go to the opposite direction. But for some reason, the person driving was like, "I'm gonna do it," and drove like, here's the Ford Runner, and here's the white car. Literally, like
trying to switch lanes, or they were trying to go through an intersection.
They were trying to, I guess, not an
intersection,
but like the road. They were trying to get on the opposite side. This is how you know, like, yeah, like it was such bad timing because when the 4Runner drove, it hit the front of the car.
Oh, so it literally like T-boned.
Yeah, so it would make sense, like, oh, like anyone can be at fault in this scenario if he hit the back of the car. Because the 4Runner could be speeding, and then the car was already turning and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But
even then, I'd be like, no, that was.
Yeah, I would still be like, it's your fault. Yeah. But like at some scenario,
it could almost pass as like equal fault.
Yeah, because they could be like, oh, the 4Runner could have been going 70 and stuff really fast, and the car didn't gauge his speed right, and it was already turning. But this car turned right into the 4Runner, and just boom, hit them. And you see them go like dip separate ways. And we were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. The car in front of us almost got hit because he was right there and he like literally was able to slow down and merge. And
oof.
But dude,
car accidents are scary.
Dude, now that road, I fucking drive. I drive it.
Words.
What are words? I drive it now like carefully because people, I've seen people do it so many times. Yeah. And this time like it was not their luck.
Yeah. So don't drive.
No. But I do have a video to show you. Let me hit screen record because Maggie sent me this video and I was kind of like, I was like, I need to show Mimi this. First, let me actually get to my Instagram. I have too many. Here it is.
The wildest Ask Uncut we have ever received.
I'm at an absolute loss. My fiance and I have been together for 6 years. We have an amazing relationship, and shortly after we got engaged, we decided to make our secret fantasy a reality. I asked my fiance if he would be willing to have a threesome, a one-off experience for us both before we get married. We both agreed to doing this, and I ended up asking a friend of mine if she would be willing. We all agreed, and after a lot of great communication, we worked out what we were okay with and how it would all go down. Fast forward to the night, we all had quite a bit to drink. To be honest, the whole night felt like an exciting blur. Last week, she called and dropped an absolute bombshell on us. She called me when I was at work and told me that she was pregnant.
I don't even have words.
Pregnant.
And
that my fiance is the father. I called my fiance straight away. He said, oh my God, I actually think the condom did break, but I was too drunk to remember or to even think about talking about it. She's decided to keep the baby.
Holy shit.
I know. She says, I feel really blindsided. I have no idea what to do. How do I even process this? My fiance and I do want kids together one day, but the idea of him having a baby with another woman makes me feel sick. How do we explain this to friends and family? How do we know if this can even work? I feel so overwhelmed.
I feel like there should be an unwritten rule that it's just if there is a threesome, the guy never finishes in the person that's not his partner. That should just be a given. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, but like, how do you prevent that? Because I feel like guys themselves, as one's being spoken, sometimes like, you don't know what happens, you know? But dude.
But for the most part, also, you have a feeling when things are building up.
Yeah. It's also very awkward to have a threesome with your like friend.
Yes, but also like I feel like it's so high. I feel like the argument could be made either way.
Yeah.
Because what if one of them is shy?
Yeah.
And so they want somebody that they feel comfortable with.
Exactly.
So they choose a friend. But then that's just weird afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
But then also it's like if you have a stranger, it's like.
But less likelihood of that stranger ever also running into your partner.
True.
Because when you think of, also before we kind of jump in more into this, that was from the podcast called I just want to give them credit, Life Uncut podcast, because I don't want to
steal their content.
Yeah. That's from them.
Life Uncut.
I believe they're Australian. Really good podcast. I've heard a few episodes.
Yeah.
Really crazy shit. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're better off choosing a stranger. Like, you go to a bar and you meet somebody and you go, "Oi, hey, let's
But then that's like harder to plan, first of all, because then you have to find somebody that would be open to that.
Yeah, just go to Palm Springs.
That is true. But then also you want to make sure that you like mesh well with them.
True. And you also
like there's some people like that you need that emotional connection. They need the emotional connection before they can hook up with someone, right? So you can't get an emotional connection with a stranger.
True.
And then to bring that into a relationship, that's
wouldn't you
weird.
also worry that like your friend might develop feelings for your partner?
I feel like if you're scared of that, you shouldn't have a threesome.
Yeah, but
if that's already like the thought, like.
But I'm saying like, so like you and your partner want to do it. It's an idea in your head. And then you're like, hey, let me go to the comfortable route and let me get one of my friends to do it. But wouldn't you now start worrying that your friend?
That's when I would be.
Beanie Green.
Beans is chiming in.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where all the communication comes in.
Yeah.
And it's like, and obviously you have to be careful with who you pick.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't pick a friend you don't trust. That would be like, oh, well, I'm part of this now. Let me flirt with them all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like we know some friends that would do that.
Like part of the agreement's like, we are not swingers. So it does not mean you can be like our second.
Okay.
wife.
So maybe not like a close friend, but maybe like an acquaintance friend.
Yeah.
Like somebody that you might see once in a while that you feel comfortable around, you have a little interest in.
Wouldn't you feel like somebody who's an acquaintance has a higher probability of wanting to be with your partner? Because then they're like, I don't think so. Because they like, I don't know them very well. I don't have the respect for their relationship at that level that I could feel like.
No, I wouldn't. Again, I think it would depend on how you choose someone.
True. Would you be worried about your partner having feelings for that person?
Yeah, but I'm just a jealous person, so I would know that going in, and then I'd be like, "Yeah, we're not picking any of my friends." Sorry,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, but like I would go into it being like, "Okay, I already know where this is getting." So like, but also like for example, if it were us, like I can't just go to a bar, find somebody, and hook up with them.
No, that's valid.
Like I can, but I don't. I'm not interested in people.
That was the year 2021.
But it's like. For me, that emotional connection. Otherwise, I don't get into the physicality of it.
I think I would just be so concerned.
I wouldn't want a stranger. Yeah.
I would be so concerned, and maybe that's just insecurities, but like be so concerned that like my partner would be like, actually, I kind of
like them. Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, what the fuck? Like because I also feel like when people do certain like threesomes and all that stuff, it's not to save the relationship, but it's also to like experience spiciness, you know. And I understand doing it with a friend because you want that comfortability, somebody you're aware of. And even if you do an acquaintance, I understand that same scenario. But I also think of the worrisome of like them being like, I do love your husband now, or I do love your
But see, then it
now.
like comes into like, okay, are you guys doing things as a throuple outside of it to where it gets to that connection?
Yeah.
Or is it just that one-time thing?
Yeah, but you also know that some people have sex and then they're like, I need to be with it. Yeah.
You.
Yeah. I know somebody who was like, oh, I don't get in relationships with somebody until I have sex with them.
I mean,
get that, but at the same time, also kind of like, then you don't really know that person very well. If the sex is such the drive to make you be like with that person, then it's like, it's kind of like setting the film. Also, I'm not in a fucking professional relationship, just letting you know. But that's how my
hot takes, Ernie and Mimi.
I know, right? This is the couples relationship. This is the bad advice relationship podcast episode.
Bad advice.
Yeah, you know, like,
I don't know. There was actually just a movie on Netflix. Oh, what was it called? I think it was on Netflix, or it might have been on Amazon Prime.
What's that? Continue.
But it was the same thing. It was this couple, and they were like, "Oh, well, let's spice it up. Let's do a threesome." I think it was like a dare, and then they ended up like going through it, and they found a girl on a dating app. And I feel like that's kind of a good way to go about it, because then you can talk to them, hang out with them before, and then see like, okay, does that person get along with the entire partnership, right?
And I've been on Tinder where I've seen people have it in their bio where it's like not looking for something serious, but
my partner and I are looking for
a threesome or something like that. So
that side seems a little bit more safer than finding a random stranger. But in the movie, they do it. They have all three of them, and then the girl realizes the reason that they did the threesome, I think, was because she was coming out. Like she was like, "Hey, this is a part of me I've never explored." So the boyfriend was like, "Here, let's try this." But then they kind of start going off. Like on their own, without telling him.
Oh, okay.
And then it's a whole drama.
I don't remember this Hannah Montana episode, but what season was this?
Season 3.
Yeah, but no. Also, wait, before sidetrack, on Monday, a rough estimate. On Monday, it's BoJack's birthday. Woo! Yeah, he's gonna be 6 years old, and he's gonna get a nice tuna cake sandwich for his birthday. Okay, buddy.
He's like, you can let me go now.
You can go now. But anyways,
just drops him. Bye.
He's a cat. He's fine. No, I just feel like it's just a bad experience. Like,
I think there has to be. I feel like nowadays people do it more so like, hey, let's save the relationship. Let's add something fun into it. But unless you're communicating and you have healthy communication, that's just gonna go all kinds of weird ways.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you want to save a relationship, just do anal.
What if they already did that before? It's not going to save it now.
Break up then.
There's a lot of Mormons out there.
My friend actually told me this rule, and she said, and I believe, and I'm kind of like for it because I feel like sometimes it's weird conversation for anal right now. She said, she goes, if my partner is saying he wants to do it, he has to be up to the option to being pegged. Because say, for example, it's something he's been like, hey, let's do it. Hey, let's do it. Hey, let's do it. And she's like, no. And then
I think if it's something that she is not about, if she's like, I don't want to do it, and then he keeps like being persistent, then okay, if you're going to do it to me, then I get to do it to you.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But if it's something that she's like open to and it's like, oh, okay, then he doesn't have to reciprocate on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's persistent and he's like...
So many guys are going to be like, never mind, I don't want to do it. I don't want it.
Never mind. Let me take 10 cents back.
You test it out with a thumb.
Yeah. Right in there. But no, she said that. And I was like... At first, I was like, what the fuck? But then as I started thinking about it, I was like, no, that makes sense now. Because, like, if somebody's being persistent and you don't want to do it, and then to kind of, I guess, not like...
To make it fair, would she have to do it to him first before he can do it to her?
I remember that conversation. I think she said she has to do it first. And then for him to be like, do you want to do it? And to kind of feel the pain. So, I mean, hey, when in Rome. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Save the relationship. Do freaky things. I feel like a threesome is
Go to a therapist.
Yeah, go to a therapist first, actually. You should probably do this before you start doing any other things. But,
learn how to communicate.
And I understand, like, some people have, like, really open relationships where they, like, want to try things, and the other partner's like, yeah. But I also feel like this scenario is such a good example of, like, what could go wrong. Yeah. And, like, I feel like for some, like that's people's cup of tea. That's what they do. And good on them. But I'd be freaking out the entire time because I'm just kind of like, oh, fuck, like, what if they get pregnant? What if they have a disease? And then I give them that disease? Like, it's just like a whole circle thing.
Yeah, I think that circles back to the communication, because if you're going to do something where you're going to add somebody into your couple, like that is a conversation about to have before they get in. Like, hey, we're all gonna go get tested.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, is everyone on birth control? If not, what are we gonna do to prevent that? Like,
so in a scenario like you can't, to your point,
or just don't finish inside anyone.
Yeah,
be a little safer.
Yeah, be safer. Just grab a rag and
toaster strudel it. You know,
just saying. Fucking be Jackson Pollock over the wall. But no, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why your scenario where you're saying like the bar is probably not a good idea to do, because then then you don't know who.
Yeah,
if they don't.
And think of it like if I say we're going to a bar and say it's me and my partner, and I go up and I'm talking to somebody. Cool. I could be vibing with them and they could be into it. And then as soon as I'm like, oh, but we're going to go somewhere else with a third person, then they're like, so it's not fair to the people at the bar too, because they're not consenting to going that direction. And now they've been blindsided.
Yeah. Unless you're at a swingers bar, then it's a different story. Wait, did I tell you my swingers story at Whole Foods?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, have I brought it up here before?
I don't think so.
So for all who don't know, my bestie and I, Sav, who's North Carolina, I say with confidence.
One of the Carolinas.
Her and I have a pineapple tattoo. Now
that I gave them.
That she gave us. But here's the thing.
That's probably where we should have known. Don't do that.
But here's also, and we were both drunk. But here's the thing. We both didn't know about what upside down pineapples mean. So I was
to be fair, it's not upside down if you hold it up this way.
Yeah, but when I do it this way, it is. So anyways, I had no idea about it until I actually met my girlfriend Maggie, and she was like, "Why do you have a pineapple tattoo?" And I think Maggie was trying to be like, "What are you trying to say here?" But she explained it to me, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "That makes sense now." Like some people do give me weird looks with it, but I'm like, I never really thought about it. I just thought it was
wear your Apple band up.
That's why I always wear my Apple Watch so you can't see it. But people I thought they were just because I was weird looking. So anyways,
that could be it too.
Come to now I live right by Whole Foods. And I usually kind of casually go there. And one time I was like, fuck, let me just go get stuff there. I go to other grocery stores, a little bit of context. So I go to Whole Foods. I'm waiting at the butcher shop. And I'm just saying that it's a busy day. So there's a lot of people there. And I noticed in the corner of my eye, there's a couple kind of like, talking. And they're like whispering. And they're kind of like slightly nonchalantly trying to point at me. But I realize I can see you're pointing at me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, do they know me somewhere? Am I wearing something weird? And I was like, or do I look weird? Or do I look like somebody they might know?
Yeah.
They just don't want to call my name and be like, oh, like, sorry. Like, it's always awkward. We're like, oh, I thought you were someone I knew and stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes I always want to play it off as if I know that person. Just be like, oh, yeah. Like, like, I remember you. But,
hey, you.
Hey, you, Steve, right? So I keep noticing them. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to wait, grab my stuff. And I'm sitting there. The husband comes up to me and he goes, man, what a line, right? And I go, yeah, it's pretty busy. It's, it's the weekend, obviously. Like, it's people are getting barbecue and stuff like that. I didn't say that, but I was like, yeah, it's pretty busy. And he's like, so you live around this area? And I said, yeah, like not far from here. Like, I'm not giving my whole address or anything.
Yeah,
like,
nor should you.
Bro, so here's my address, around the corner, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I live in this area. And he goes, cool. He's like, yeah, we just moved down here and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. And I was kind of like, cool, I just want to get my shit and go.
Yeah.
So, and I noticed I'm like the next person coming up. And he goes, what do you got planned for this weekend? And I was like, I think I'm just going to hang out around my house. Won't cook a burger, obviously that's why I'm here. And, just probably not do much and not give you a lot of information. Because what if you are a serial killer and you and your wife have some weird kink where you want to murder me and that's how you guys get off? So I was like...
Plot twist, that's actually what they were planning.
Yeah, the entire time. So, Beanie's like, please.
Tell us what you think.
He's really...
Kind of. Hey, buddy.
So anyways, he keeps talking to me and he's like, oh, cool. He's like, and then he's telling me he's like, oh yeah, me and my wife might hang out here, go for a swim at the ocean. He's like, we just moved down here too. And, we have a place over there. Like he was saying, like in the Del Mar area. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, cool. And he goes, and then he was like, do you have a partner? And I was like, yes. And then he goes, cool. He's like, yeah. He goes, like, how open are you and your partner? And I was like,
not open enough for you to ask that question in the grocery store line.
I was like kind of sitting there like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck question is that? And I'm thinking like, my brain is like thinking like, how open are we? Like in terms of like, should we like, are we open to making new friends and stuff like that? So I was like, I even said, I was like, I don't know how to answer that. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. He's like, how open are you? And I was just like,
what?
pretty secluded actually. Do you want me to kind of dive into the lack of a father figure made it difficult to express my emotions? Or
No,
like,
that might turn them on more.
yeah, he's
They're like,
oh,
he's got daddy issues? Perfect.
Fuck. I'm about a bus. And so the guy goes next, and I go, oh, that's me. So I get my burgers and stuff, and I'm like trying to get my shit and wrap up really fast.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I can like he goes back to his wife, and I can see them in the corner of my eye because I'm doing something at an angle to pretend I'm like looking for something, and then I can see her like kind of like talking to him, like
yeah.
And he's like kind of like. So I feel like I think the conversation was like, yo, what did he say? Is he down, or did she ask him? He goes, oh, I don't know. So then I grab my stuff, and then I go, cool, because I already have everything in my cart. I have my bun, everything I needed. Yeah. So like the burgers were the last thing. So I grab it, and then the guy goes, well, I hope to see you around. I was like, yeah, cool, bye. And I fucking walk away, pay for my shit, get in my car, and I skedaddle on here. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why the fuck did he approach me? And then I remember in that scenario, before he approached me, I was scratching my head, and you can see my pineapple tattoo. And when I was telling Maggie this, she's like, they probably thought you were a swinger because of your pineapple tattoo. And I was like, that makes...
I do feel like you have to be pretty close to see it, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he got closer or like... Because once I was done scratching my head, he came up to me. Like, he was already approaching me.
Because even like right now that you're like that, I couldn't see because it's like on the top part.
So I'm
and
like...
then you have like your arm hair and it kind of... I don't know.
Yeah. So
they'd have to be like looking specifically for tattoos.
Yeah. The entire time my pineapple in my basket was like actually upside down. Because I just threw it in there. But I was like so weirded out and freaked by it. So for a good like few months, I did not go to Whole Foods. Because I was just like, I don't
Whole Foods, where the swingers hang out.
Exactly. I wouldn't fucking be not impressed if that is the place they go.
It could be.
Have you seen half these people come in and I'm like, that's a swinger for sure. Dude, no. And I... That Whole Foods always have some weird shit happen to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I keep going. I'm going for the story, for the content, you know?
There you go.
But never again, dude. I mean, if you're a swinger, that's no problem. That's your life. But
just don't mistake him for a swinger.
Yeah, exactly. Some of us just love the fruit pineapple. We just want it tattooed on us. It does not mean we go that way, you know? Ask before you serve. Like, come on. Like,
the best part is I think Sav has like 2 pineapples tattooed.
She does. She has
the Hawaiian one.
Here, and then she has the one we have together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We didn't know.
If I was a swinger, I'd hit on Sav though.
Yeah.
Seeing that she has pineapple tattoos.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like she would be like, ew, no, you fuck. And then I think that's how she would say
Literally,
it too.
that would be her reaction.
Yeah. She would be like, you're gross.
And then she'd get home, she'd be like, Dalton, guess what the fuck just happened? This fucking idiot thought I was...
And then I feel like Dalton would say something like, I don't see a problem, babe, you know? Oh, God, I miss Sam. So, obviously, but what? How many weeks do we have left? We have about like 5 weeks left until the end of the year.
Oh, my God.
Thanksgiving's next Thursday, or this coming up Thursday. And then Christmas is literally within 4 weeks after that.
Insane.
Every time I think about Christmas, I think about Sam. And I wish dude, I gotta find time to go visit her, dude. You know, or call her more often. I've been so busy lately with work and stuff. And then I just don't have time to FaceTime her or be like, hey, what's good? You know, blah, you know. But yeah, every time the Christmas time comes around, it's like that's what I'm like thinking about her. I saw a Snapchat story where she was like wearing multiple jackets when you guys lived together.
Oh my god!
And she was just like, the Christmas tree's not the only thing lit this year. And I was like, dude, I laughed so hard.
I can't wait to go through all Snapchat memories during Christmas.
Dude, that was
Christmas
a good
time.
Yeah, that apartment was fun. That was a good time. That was a good
The girl that took over the lease when I left, it just gave her notice that she's leaving the apartment. Oh, shit. And part of me is like, I miss that apartment.
I know, dude.
I want to go back.
That was such good times. Like the parties, the drunk. We used to just come over. Like we had
just
a group.
Watch movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of us would text each other being like, oh, had a bad day, or oh, I really need to decompress, like movie night and like some margaritas. And we would all be like, yeah, I'm down. And we would just go. We would order Mexican food and just sit and eat and just drink.
Oh,
Those were good times. Santa
Ana's, that's what it was.
Fuck, dude. Those were good times. And then we had our friends. No, did we have our friends give you there?
No, we had it here.
No, when you had the apartment. I feel like we had it.
Did we do a
I made
Friendsgiving?
mac and cheese one time for something.
For our apartment?
Was it for Christmas? I think we had on Christmas Day. We had like
we did like the gift exchange there.
And then did we eat?
Maybe,
like
probably. I feel like we always eat.
We had a feast there one day. I remember.
Maybe.
One time.
Was it just us 4, 5?
Yeah.
Just us 4?
I think it was.
Because I know there was a day we made brunch with, and Royce was there.
Yeah, that was the first time Royce tried chilaquiles.
Yeah.
But yeah, the holidays do remind me. When we get closer, every time we get closer, it reminds me of the times we spent together in that apartment. And that was just good times. That was good times. Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving, actually?
I normally just go to my grandma's now.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah, we get like 20 of our cousins in there.
Yeah.
Somehow.
That's kind of sick.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Nice. I know I gotta cook a prime rib roast. Because everybody was like, Ernesto, you should do the turkey. And I was like, fuck that. Because I've done the turkey.
It's 2023. Is turkey overrated yet?
I love turkey in my sandwiches, and I'll eat it randomly.
Yeah.
But when we have a specific day for it where it has to be always turkey, I'm never really up for it anymore.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, you should make the turkey. Because I've always made the turkey every year. Before I go to Maggie's parents for Thanksgiving. I only went once, but like prior to that, I used to, when I was just me and stuff, I would always make the turkey all the time because I do it the best. Just letting you know. So this year, my mom was like, you should make it. And I was like, fuck that, dude.
It's a lot of work.
I was like, I'm not doing that. So it's so funny though, because it is actually the easiest thing you could do.
But I feel like it's also so easy to mess up.
It is. If you do it too long, it's fucking dry.
That's why that's the difficulty part of it.
I think it was actually the last Thanksgiving when I did it, the last turkey I made, I kind of I didn't undercook it. I overcooked it because the janky oven we had at the time was, it would fluctuate between the heat. So sometimes it wasn't cooking. So the outside had a perfect browning. And that's usually when, like, in my mind of how long I've cooked the turkey, I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to pull it out. And then when I pulled it out and I cut it open, it was still raw on the inside. So I was like, fuck.
So he gave everyone salmonella that week.
But no, so I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm not doing the turkey anymore because it was so dry because I had to cook it longer. I fucking hated it. So when they were like, you should do it, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm doing a prime rib roast. Oh, no, but like, where would you get it? And I was like, I know where to get a prime rib roast. And I got like a 10-pounder. Nice. No, I got a 12-pounder.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure there's going to be leftovers. Because it's so funny though, because I told the guys like, hey, I got to feed people about maybe like 9 to 11 people. Like, what can I get away? He goes, we usually try like 1.5 pounds per person. And then back in my head, I was like, who the fuck? Like, this is how my brain works. I'm like, who the fuck's one person going to eat 1 pound of meat? And then I said, what came out actually was, let's do 12 pounds. Because I was like, just second guessing myself already. I was like, let's do 12 pounds.
Like you were saying, who the fuck is going to eat that much or that little?
That much. 1 pound?
1 pound, that's not that much.
I guess you're right. Because actually, I'm going to fucking.
That's like
8 ounces is 1 pound, I think. No. 16 ounces.
16 ounces is 1 pound? No.
Yeah, 16 ounces is 1 pound.
If you pick up a 16-ounce steak, it is not 1 pound.
16 ounces is 1 pound.
But does it weigh a pound?
Yeah. What do you know?
I don't know measurements.
Let me. Hey Siri, how many ounces are in a pound? 16 ounces.
So if you put how much does a 16-ounce steak weigh, it's going to say 1 pound?
Yes.
This is already like 3 pounds. A steak is not this light.
You think this is 3 pounds?
Maybe 2.5. Yeah.
Mimi, I know I make jokes about you being weak, but if this is 3 pounds.
No, literally. With the liquid in there.
This is not 3 pounds.
That's about like 2 to 3 pounds.
That is not.
2 pounds.
No, that is not.
Go get a scale right now.
There's a scale right by my coffee maker. That is not. No, what are you talking about?
A steak is going to weigh more than 1 pound.
You could get a steak that weighs more than 1 pound.
It's like a carne asada thing if that's
anything that's 16 ounces and above is more than 1 pound.
I understand how measurements work, but I stand by my statement that it's going to be heavier than 1 pound.
Give me.
Because.
Wait. So you're saying
no? Because you're ounces as like mass. That's what the 16 ounces is.
Yes, but when you convert 16 ounces to pounds, it is a pound. So I don't know where I'm losing you at here because you said a steak that is 16 ounces. If you were to measure it, it is a pound, which is, yes, correct, because 16 ounces in any kind of metric form is a pound. Does that make sense? 8 ounces is 1 cup. 16 ounces is 2 cups. 2 cups is 1 pound. Do you kind of get what I'm getting at now?
I understand. But I'm still saying, you get a 16-ounce steak.
Is 1 pound.
I don't think logistically it's going to weigh. Because you're going 16 ounces of mass, not 16 ounces of weight. There's different ways to measure.
Yeah, I know.
Like 16 ounces of a steak is not going to be the same amount as 16 ounces of a liquid.
Yes, it will.
Different
Yes, it will.
Not like physically. Because liquid, you have to measure it differently than solid.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So there's different science behind it.
But what I'm getting at is that a steak is a solid, right?
Yes.
So 16 ounces of a solid is 1 pound.
Of like,
This is like
go make your prime roast on whatever day you make it and weigh out 16 ounces.
Yes.
And then weigh out a pound of that same. And if it's the same, cool.
Are you saying like size wise?
I think 16 ounces is going to be dense. Like it's going to be dense.
What do you, what? I think 16 ounces is 16 ounces. Whether it's fluids, solids, or gas, it's going to be a pound. There's nothing that will change it that will make it more than a pound or less than a pound. Because when you convert ounces to a pound, that's 16 ounces is 1 pound. 32 ounces is 2 pounds. You get where I'm getting at?
But once it cooks, it's gonna weigh more.
No,
it can still be.
Okay, actually, when you said that, when it cooks, it weighs less because it shrinks. Because the hydration inside the meat is absorbed out. What are you Googling right now? This is like that one thing where it's like, you're telling me that I'm wrong? She's the
wicked witch of the East, bro.
I'm telling you right now that a 16-ounce steak is 1 pound.
I just feel like 1 pound is so light.
It is light.
So to me, like 16 ounces is like this, right? Like a 16-ounce steak is right around this. There's no way that that's a pound.
It is a pound. Because so that's what I'm saying. The size does not dictate the weight of it.
When I think of meat, like say you're making a roast, I think like 2 of these slices is going to be a pound.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the weight does not, like the size of it itself does not dictate. So if I saw a huge thing and I'm like, that's obviously 6 tons, and then somebody actually weighs it and ends up being 2 tons, because of my visual, I'm thinking this thing is huge. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's not what I mean when I'm saying about the sizing of it.
Literally, I put 16-ounce steaks is 1 pound. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So if you have a pound of a steak, it would weigh 16 ounces.
That to me is so weird.
Because I know
I've had fat steaks and they are more than a pound, and now I can eat it.
But that's what I'm saying. You can have a ribeye cut that is this small
and that thick. Yeah,
that thick. It is still a pound.
No, but for ribeye about that is going to be about like 10 to 12 ounces.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
But I'm saying
it's gonna feel like it weighs more than a pound.
But because I don't know.
Agree to disagree.
No, this is
okay. No, make your roast, weigh out 16 ounces, and then see how much it weighs.
It's still gonna be a pound.
Then prove it.
I don't know how to prove it. What do you mean? It wouldn't make sense if you were like, your argument would have make sense if you're like, weigh out your 12 pounds before you cook it, and then weigh after you do cook it, it's going to be smaller because when you cook meat, water evaporates.
Okay, yeah,
yes.
Okay. But that wasn't my argument.
That's what I'm saying. It would make sense if you said that. But you're saying a 16-ounce steak is not a pound of a steak.
I'm not saying it's not a pound of a steak.
I feel like
I'm just saying it just doesn't
feel
like it weighs a pound.
how much?
That's just that's as best as I can explain
What is
it.
the max you dumbbell curl something?
Like 27s.
Okay.
25s, 27s.
How many reps do you do with that?
I could do like 10.
Okay, so let's just now think about this. 27 pounds versus 1 pound. You can probably do 4 times what you can do with 1 pound in reps. Because why? Because you're a strong person who can lift more than 1 pound. So in my argument, a 1 pound won't feel like a 1 pound because you can easily curl 27 pounds. Do you get my like what I'm saying?
Yes, but my job is literally to figure out how things weigh for people. So I can tell, like, I'll be like, oh, this is what 5 pounds is going to feel for this person. Okay, cool. And I know that that's difficult or easy for them. So I can, like, guesstimate weight.
Yes. I understand what you're saying, but it's also the same.
Do you feel like this weighs a pound?
This does not weigh a pound. This weighs less than a pound.
Okay. Do you feel like your steak is going to weigh that much more than this?
It's probably going to weigh equivalent of this if I do it less than a pound. That is not a pound.
How much does the phone weigh?
I don't know. Let's see. Let me see. Let me look it up because right now how much does the iPhone 14 weigh? What if it says 1 pound? 6 ounces.
Oh, shit. This is only 6 ounces.
Yeah. You have a 14.
Did you put, this is the
14 Pro.
either 12 or 13 Pro.
I have the 14 Pro is 7 ounces actually. And this is what?
12 Pro.
12 Pro. Even Beanie's like, you dumb bitch. 12 Pro weighs about.
This is actually 8 ounces.
So 8.
Oh, so about a half pound.
So 8. So
okay.
This, let me see this. Grab your phone. So this 8, 7. 8 plus 7 is what?
15.
15. Almost a pound. This is what almost a pound feels like.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I rescind my. Why am I connected to you?
Because we had like the super airdrop thing that we were about to drop.
Why is it?
It's like when you're trying to connect your phone. I'm not even gonna get in that conversation too either because I feel like it's gonna go somewhere. But anyways, this was oh my god. Even Beanie's like, dude, get her shit together, bro.
To be fair, I still stand by my argument.
Yeah.
Like I can see where I'm coming from, so that's all that matters.
I'm not blind, but I don't see where you're coming from.
That's okay.
And
you don't need to understand me and how my brain works.
Not even a psychiatrist knows how your brain works.
That's why I don't go to one.
I'm fucking dead. Anyways, Thanksgiving's around the corner, guys. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'm doing a pine bread roast that weighs 12 pounds. And I'm excited for that. And because that means I'm going to have leftovers. And I love me a good leftover. I'm so heated from our argument.
He's like shaking.
This fucking bitch, you know? Dude, I can't believe. I'm never going to let that down. It's going to stick for the rest of
To me, it makes sense in my head. Like feeling out the weight, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a solid steak.
Yeah, but like.
But still.
Is your hand an actual, like, 2-scale weight measurement?
No, I never claimed it was.
Exactly. So for you to be like, it feels like 1 pound is so like going against the being like, it actually is 1 pound.
Well, I tracked my food, so I weighed my food out for a while, and then I lift a weight. So if I pick something up, I could be like, hey, this feels like a 25-pound plate.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, like actually measuring it, that's where it's
well, no, I'm not claiming to actually measure anything.
But for a second, you were also like, 6 ounces is not a pound. Like you said that so confidently when you're like.
Because this together feels like it's still, like it feels like it's more than a pound.
No, I feel like that is almost a pound.
No, yeah, it is almost a pound, but it feels like it's more. So when I think of a steak, I'm like, if this is a 1 pound steak, I can eat that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't even know where we're going with this anymore.
That people can eat more than 1 pound of steak.
Oh, now I get it.
Because this is 1 pound.
It reverts back to my conversation where my head was like, who's eating 1.5 pound steak? That makes sense now. Oh, that's too good. That's hilarious. Now the argument makes sense now.
Literally on the verge of tears.
Thank you for joining us. I was so confused for a second, actually.
You're like, why does this matter? Oh my God.
The fact that I was arguing the entire time and then I ended with, wait, why did we bring this up again?
But do you see what I mean? Like,
yes, I see what you're saying now.
Also, this does not feel like it would be 16 ounce. Like when you look at a steak.
Maybe it's more because my case is pretty heavy. Maybe that is a pound.
Yeah. But like if you go, like yesterday, you went to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh yeah, can I finish?
What size steak did you get at Texas Roadhouse?
I got a 12 ounce.
Okay, and did it feel as heavy as that?
It felt about that because it, Well, no. Actually, before we wrap,
Texas Roadhouse.
let me wrap up today's episode real quick because I got beef with Texas Roadhouse. Here's the thing. I got a gift card to Texas Roadhouse 3 years ago and I never used it. And I thought, hey, let's just use it because it's just going to sit there. There's the only one that's close by us is an Oceanside. Now, I've heard people say, oh, fuck, Texas Roadhouse is so good. It has great food, good vibes.
I had friends that would literally be like, oh, can we go to Texas Roadhouse this weekend?
Yeah, I had friends like that.
And I've only gone once. This was your first time going. So I never understood it. And I was always like, ooh, I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, because I had friends who hyped it up. They're like, oh my God, you go to Texas Roadhouse. So prior to going to Texas Roadhouse, there's a butcher shop called The Butchery, One Paseo. So I would always buy my meats there. Yeah. But I also would buy my steaks from like Whole Foods, Sprouts, so stuff that's like grass-fed. And then when I cook steaks, I properly season them. I do all the process before I cook it because I'm very like, if I'm going to cook.
I don't even put that much effort into my steaks, and my steaks are better than
because like
Texas Roadhouse.
So the whole story is that the steak was mediocre. It wasn't as great. I had a prime rib roast, 12 ounces.
But I did try to warn you. I was like, it's going to be overhyped.
You did, but
they don't do presentation. You just slap whatever you order onto a plate.
I didn't go in being like, oh, this is going to be the best steak of my life. I went in with really low hope for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where I'm like, it's going to be okay. I just
Lower. Next day.
Yeah. To the point where I just want to get rid of this gift card because it sat in my desk for 3 years. And I'm like, I need to get rid of it. I appreciate the person who did give it to me because they're like, let's just give it to them. But anyways.
I mean, it's still for food.
Yeah, it's still for food.
Yeah.
I only had to pay like $30 total because it was like $70 total. Yeah. Anyways, so I get the prime rib and they even ask you like, oh, do you want to do like mushrooms, sauteed onions? And I'm like, yeah, let's just throw it all there. And then they're like, what kind of like sauce you want on it? Because prime rib, you could put like a horseradish sauce or horseradish cream sauce. Didn't even get that. So it kind of was like pointless. They give you the undo sauce that you can put on there. So I tried it without anything on top of it. Mm. I was like, there's no salt or pepper on this. It's not even like there's you know how you can do, like there was none of that on there. I tried it because it's white people steak. Lord have mercy. I had it with the mushrooms. It was okay. It gave it some flavor. And then the only thing that saved it was the undo sauce, which I was like, this is the only way. Yeah. And so my context of where I go buy really, I guess you would say fancy steaks from these places. You can, from that time, I can tell what is a quality grade meat. My prime rib roast was just covered in fat. Like, just the center was the only meat, and then the outside. And I've cooked prime rib roast one time for you guys, and that there was barely any fat on there, So I was just kind of like, oh, great, It was good. The best thing was the corn. The corn slapped, and the rolls and all that.
The rolls.
But I feel like for a place that prioritizes being like a steakhouse should do 3 times better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like the thing is, like I spend Whole Foods. You can go get a ribeye, 2 ribeyes for almost $40, maybe if you depending on your weight. If it's less than 16 ounces, at the butchery shop, which is where they they have the quality of meat and stuff. You can get a good like ribeye steak for maybe $30. 12 ounces or something like that. When I ordered my prime rib roast, they called me and they said, you have 3 options. You have the top 3 grade, which means like it falls under the top 3 grade quality steaks. The prime, which is like where it's the best you can get. And then there you have the Snake Oil Farm Wagyu, which just means more monetizations. When he said the Wagyu is going to cost 2 times more than it costs.
Oh, at least.
And I was like, okay, cool. Let me do the prime because I love my family, but I'm not spending Wagyu on them, And
but I feel like you don't go to Texas Roadhouse expecting that, and the people that do go don't expect that. Yeah. But it's like you hear the hype all the time, so you're like, oh, it's gonna be good, and it's just like, I've had better steaks at Chili's.
No, for reals, I had better.
So I feel like comparing comparing it to like a butcher shop is out of the question.
I've had better steak at Denny's before, so you know.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
But it was overhyped. The food, so the rest of the food was good. But like, I don't know. I have friends who hype it up. They always post it on their story. I don't understand. And maybe we're being pretentious because you cook your own steaks at home.
But I don't even do that much shit to my steaks.
Yeah, you just
like I think I make a good steak, but I'm very basic about it.
Because you do like just salt and pepper, right?
No, I add a little bit of the same company that I get my pre-workout from. I buy my seasoning from.
But that's still good. It's a form of seasoning. Yeah. It's a form of seasoning.
And then I'll put. Yeah. Actually, I do some extra shit because I put butter and like rosemary.
Yeah, because you're based in it. So that's what I do. I
but I wouldn't go there expecting that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Because obviously they have to do it really quick and blah blah blah. Because when I do steaks, I let it sit out for 30 minutes to air dry.
But think of like any restaurant where you get a steak, like not fast food restaurants, obviously, but like calibers of like Chili's or like Applebee's. Like that's just how they give you the steak. It's on the grill. Here you go. Right, maybe a little salt and pepper.
I give it to Chili's though. They put a compost butter on top, and stuff, so it melts. So that's where you get the flavor. They just give you that, and I'm like, bro. I think my brother likes Texas Roadhouse. I mean, loving them all, but dude, Gilbert, come on, get it together, come on.
But yeah, that's how I felt the first. That's how I felt the first time we went. Yeah, and I was like, oh. Yeah. They didn't even give me everything on the same plate. They like brought like one plate for the steak, one plate for the potato, and I was like. Now my plate looks so empty because it's only a steak on there.
I think the catch and what makes them be like people get so excited for that is they give you these crazy amount weights. Like there was I think the.
Do they give you more than a pound of steak?
They do. There was the prime rib could go up to 24 pounds.
Yeah.
That's almost and it's 2
like
pounds.
For bang for your buck for the size that you get it's not like crazy expensive. So like I see the pros of it, but it was still just like I wouldn't go and hype it up.
For $70 for two people that had appetizers, two sides, two types of steaks, I feel like $70 you can get.
That's not too bad, yeah.
It's not too bad, but at the same time, you can spend the exact same amount and have a better quality cooking.
But then you have to make it.
Yeah, so
some people, yeah.
Yeah, no. But that's my beef with Texas Roadhouse. The rolls, though, I can see why you guys love them. They were pretty good. They're pretty good. The buttercorn, phenomenal. Mashed potatoes, they were good. But
I feel like I got a baked potato when I went. It was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, if you fuck up a potato, I'm like, dude. But that's my beef, and that's actually like I guess we can wrap up today's episode because Mimi's got some shit to do. I'm still heated from our argument, but if she doesn't come back, now you know why. But she'll keep coming back because I made waffles. I made waffles.
Did you take a picture of it?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I posted on my story, but I'll post it here again. I made waffles. We had breakfast sausages, so she'll come back. She always comes back for the food. So
I like free food.
Yeah. Who knows what I might make next week? Maybe I might do like I saw this thing where they put the sushi rice in the waffle maker and they squeeze it. Then they put like the sushi stuff on top. Oh. So I might make that. Who knows?
I don't know how that feels like for brunch, but yeah.
Who knows? But anyways, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Uber. Don't awkwardly start those weird political talks with your family. I mean, you could. Don't do that. You could if you want to, but like
only if you're the one that's politically correct.
Yeah, and then just get the free food and go home, and then shit talk later about
there
it.
There you go. Yeah, get home, drink a bottle of wine, and vent.
Yeah, and then or also at the same time, I'm not the type of person to say I celebrate Thanksgiving. I just say it's like a family get together in my point of view because
I feel like for Hispanics that's what it is. It's just the whole family together.
Yeah, because we're not colonizers. We've been colonized. So if anything, this just gives an excuse for us to get together and cook white people food. So
we get to culturally appropriate you today.
But anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of the week and Thanksgiving, or just family get-togethers if you want to call it that. Mimi has to go do a photo shoot. So any last words?
Okay, bye.
Bye.